Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Mahalo.
I'm actually on time, early, even. Let me say hi to everybody that's joined me here. Hi, Barbara, Velvet, Ellie, Callie, Christine, Wendy, Rita, Wicked, Joanne, not my real name, and Cat Lover. And Mia. Hey. So, look, I've never really done a live geared towards Uber drivers before because that's not really my cup of tea. But as everyone knows, hi Pam.
Have it tonight?
As everyone knows, I've been doing Uber for quite a while. And hey Amber.
Hi, Amber.
I figured something out tonight. And I would be
I hate Uber.
remiss if I didn't share what I figured out tonight with the world. I'm in a couple of Facebook groups that for delivery drivers, but I don't know what I find with those is that it's mostly customers complaining, and I didn't join a delivery group to hear people bitch because I could hear people bitch on Uber all day long. So, but
you hear people bitch when I get up. Oh, why do you need Uber?
Dang, 46 months. She's got you beat, Amber. Hi, Scooby Snacks. So before, to those of you that maybe will watch later, I put a link in the Facebook group if anyone wanted to come over here, but it didn't get approved. I don't know why. Maybe because I was advertising my channel. I have been with Uber for, let me see here.
70 years.
Okay, so
Day one.
That's me. And the acceptance rate is what we're going to talk about tonight. Because my acceptance rate was at 75% not 2 days ago. So that's my Uber stats right there. And then, as you can see, I've taken 4,700. I've done 4,700 deliveries. I've been with Uber for almost 6 years. I'm not some idiot who just started doing this and thinks they know everything. I already know I know everything, but when it comes to Uber, I have a little bit of, and I'm sure there's people who've done a lot more orders than me. But I feel like I'm in a place where I can talk to people. My husband has also done, Cody, how many deliveries have you done on your Uber? 2,000?
Yeah, I started a year after you.
Oh, and Velvet's got you all beat right there. Thank you guys for being members for so long.
I've been a member for 18 years.
Yeah, Cody's got you all beat.
So,
and I have been doing it a lot. Uber's been my second job for quite a while. And just to give you an idea of that, let's see here.
Did I even bring it in? I just put it on charge.
So, these are my, what am I stupid things? I don't care. These are as you can see, I'm pretty consistent with Uber. I work almost every day, and this is my second job. So when you see weeks like this, when there's only 1 or 2 deliveries, that means job number 1 was too tiring, and I didn't feel like dealing with it. So, but I do it every week and consistently. So yeah, and I can scroll and scroll and scroll. What I found out tonight is that for the longest time I've been on the top tier of Uber. Uber has tiers that they want to give to people. So the top tier is diamond tier. It's the creme de la creme of Uber drivers, and it's bullshit. Bullshit. They tell you as a diamond delivery driver that you get top priority over the you get the best deliveries, the high paying deliveries, but
that's what they say.
That's what they say, and that's what I believed for, I don't know, the whole time I've done it, because I'm a perfectionist. So when I do something, I have to just have to be at the top of it. So, and what I've learned from these couple of Facebook groups that I've been in is that people are like, and like, you know, when you're at restaurants and you see other Uber delivery drivers, like you talk to, you know, you hey, what are you picking up? How, you know, you busy tonight? Like that type of bullshit. And my biggest complaint was the acceptance rate, because if you say Uber gives you like a fare, right? Now I'm just a delivery driver. I don't drive people. I can't because I have a Mustang convertible and you need 4 doors to chauffeur people. And B, I don't want strangers in my car, and I don't want to have to talk to them, and I don't want to have to offer them water, and like I don't want to have to put on a radio station for them. Like
I did 2001.
so Cody's got 2001 deliveries behind him. I have almost 5,000. So 7,000
I've been with him
deliveries
for
between
5 years and 8 months.
between the two of us. But I like delivering food, and like now they have it where like, you know, you pick up Walmart orders, a GameStop, whatever. I had to pick up a DSW a shoe warehouse. They've gotten a lot bigger since, you know, I first started doing it when it was just food. And the acceptance rate back in the day used to not be an issue. Like, you know, if you didn't take something, Uber wouldn't penalize you for it. Because, you know, at the end of the day, we're all independent contractors, and it's our right not to pick up an order if we don't want to, because we're not on any type of payroll. And
They wouldn't what?
what?
They wouldn't what?
Penalize?
That's how you say it? Isn't it penalize? Not penalize? Like,
Penalize. Not penal. You don't say penalize.
Penalize.
No, it's penalize. Go away.
It's penalize. Not penalize.
I did deliver for Instacart, but I got tired of
We still do.
Instacart. We still do it.
We still do it
But
here and there.
With Instacart, I find that you're in a supermarket sometimes for 2 to 3 hours, especially when Instacart doesn't have the aisles. Like if you're going to like some random supermarket that you've never been into and they want like 40 things and there's no aisle, you're going up and down the aisles trying to find shit. And like, you know, people from Uber don't like to just order like milk and eggs. They have to get like low fat, gluten-free Indian cuisine.
I want
like
whole milk, but not milk.
it's stuff that like people never go to the supermarket for, but these people on Instacart
order.
like you need a Sherpa and like 4 Sherpas and like a map to find like some of these items that they have on
I want
Instacart.
4 brown eggs with 2 egg whites and this and that. It's like what?
So I found
with
Instacart that you are spending too much time in the supermarkets as where Uber, it's like pick up and go, pick up and go, pick up and go. So I kind of went back to Uber more as opposed to Instacart. And then you just can't make more money. You can't make as much. And I was on the top tier with Instacart too. You can't. I think there's more ways to make money on Uber than Instacart. Plus, with Instacart, you're really only dealing with stores, as opposed to, you know, Uber. There's 24-hour McDonald's. There's stuff that's open 24 hours. You could pretty much work around the clock on Uber, as opposed to Instacart, where, you know, come around 9 or 10 o'clock at night, it's pretty much game over unless they're ordering something from like a 24-hour Walgreens or like something like that. I just like I like Uber more, but Uber definitely has its negatives. You know, I would say they're both shitty, but Uber is a little bit less shitty than Instacart. And I've never done DoorDash, so I can't speak for that. I've only ever driven for Uber and Instacart. I've never done DoorDash. But what I hear from DoorDash is that and we just got off. We worked we just got off the clock today, and these are my stats today. We worked
since 8 o'clock.
This was today, and we were online for 9 hours today. I did 19 trips, and I made $211, which is high because I figured something out, and that's why I'm live, because I wanted to share my insight with the world tonight. Going back to acceptance rate, back, you know, when I first started doing Uber, it was like right before COVID started, and It was literally I signed up February like 2nd. It was Groundhog Day of like 2020, and then like we were working in New York City, and if you guys remember,
It was before
New York City was
2020.
ground zero again for
Yeah.
COVID. So like we're
It was before 2020.
it was 2020.
No,
It was
that's
February
in
2020. It was February 2020. I know.
You've been there with them only 5 years?
It's almost 6. February will be 6. We're going into 2026, babe.
I thought I was a year behind you. So
No, you were
I
just
thought
you were a
been
month
there
behind me.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
because I just looked at mine.
And
It's
then,
like 5 years.
COVID hit, like in like all of New York City and the surrounding, everything was closed down here. I mean, God, that money was so good. It was worth like working.
It was
And
$20 an order.
I mean, I was making $1,700 a week. Like I would go out, and again, this is like
That's
New York
not
City
every
area,
day.
and
That
I
was
would
like every
I would
other
make
day.
400 or 500 a night, and like the money was good. I mean, the money's not like that anymore because there's not a global pandemic where nobody wants to leave their house. So obviously that money is not going to be the same. But it was something I could always rely on and make a lot of good money on. And like when me and Cody, we would take our cars and just separate and do it at the same time. And I would make like 500 a night. He would make 400 a night. It was good money. Anywho, circling back to where we are now. Back then, the acceptance rate wasn't even an issue. It wasn't a thing. But now they made the acceptance rate like something that you have to worry about, which I worried about for so fucking long, for 6 years, because I didn't want to drop down out of the high tier, because I thought if I dropped out of the high tier, I wouldn't get the pick of the litter anymore. Well, let me tell you something about the pick of the litter. The orders I've been getting on the top tier as a priority, orders, and you're going to make all the big money. All they were giving me were, I don't know, $7-8 orders, which you'd have to travel 30 miles for. It's bad. And they make you do that. They make you take these orders because they think that if you drop out of this top tier, you're not going to get like the pick of the litter anymore. You do get to see the tip, but it says like tip approximation. So say like they'll say you're getting McDonald's and it comes up on the thing and it'll say like McDonald's, and it'll be like $8, right? And it says like includes like approximate tip. What a lot of people do now, which are shitty, is that they'll tip bait you. So say like they'll do like a $20 tip to McDonald's, which is going like 10 miles away, and you take the order thinking that you're going to get that $20 tip, and as soon as you drop it off, what the customer does is they go in, take the $20 tip away, and then all you made was $3 for an hour's worth of work. Thankfully, that doesn't happen that often, but it happens, and it's annoying, especially when you're doing like I just picked up a Costco order. It was our last delivery. It was 4. They had 4 cases of like 40 bottles of water. So it was like 160 bottles of water, and then you're supposed to get extra money for that because it's heavy pay. Hey Kendra. Hey cousin Joe. I'm sorry, I'm not really paying attention to the chat that much. But that worked out for me because when I dropped it off today, like it was a $20 order for Costco. It was like 10 miles down the road. And when I got there, they were like, oh, by the way, carry this to the 3rd fucking floor, because they were they were in an apartment building. And obviously there's no elevator. So you have to lug up like 4 things of 40 things of water. I don't know how people buy water like the plague is coming. I don't know what these people know that I don't know. Like for me, it's like people from Costco, they get like pallets of water. Like we're gonna run out of water soon. But that was our last delivery today, and of course, it was apartment buildings are the goddamn worst. I hate delivering to apartment complexes. It's like, oh, it's so easy. Like you can never see the building number. You can never see an apartment number. It's always a goddamn maze. I probably should have done this live like after I just delivered for 9 hours, but I wanted to do this because it's important. And then they were like, okay, we're on the 3rd floor. So me and Cody lugged up all these waters, plus all the other shit they got from Costco. And then luckily for us, which never happens, they tipped us another $20 on the app, which I was shocked. Because I think they might have heard us bitching about it. That's okay. It was the last delivery. It was a long day, and it was raining all day. It was pouring out. I've been like saturated all goddamn day. Where did I go with that? Oh, so yeah, you get this. The tip does show, and people do tip bait, which is super fucking annoying. Because it's a lot of work. Like if you're traveling like 30 miles, and you're supposed to be getting like $40 from it, and then they drop it. They take $30 off the top. It sucks because, you know, I drive a Mustang convertible. Thank God it's not an 8-cylinder, it's a 6-cylinder, but it's still like, you know, not that gas friendly. And for me, the gas we put a lot, you know, say like I had to put, if I work 9 hours or 8 hours on Uber, I'm putting $30, at least $30 in my gas, in the gas. So that $30 goes back to that right away. Which, you know, comes with the territory, right? But they never penalize you for acceptance rate. So now what they're doing now, Uber, which is why I stopped caring. Thank you, cat lover. Is they're batching these Walmart orders. I would show you them because I take screenshots of them. But then it would show like where I'm delivering, and I don't want people to know that. They batch you these Walmart orders that are like 19 drop-offs. I'll show them on my community tab. I'll redact like the background so you can see what I'm talking about. I just have to do it. They'll give you like 19 drop-offs. So you go to Walmart. It says go to Walmart, and then they'll have the audacity to offer you $12, and it's 19 drop-offs. It's 3 hours of work, and it's 80 miles. And when I was on the top tier, like other people do, you kind of have to accept those a lot because you don't want to drop below like the 50% acceptance rate because you're too afraid of losing your tier and dropping down, which I did all the goddamn time like a fucking fool. And if you don't take that Walmart order, they'll give you another one right behind it with the same order for less money. Then they'll give you another Walmart order. It's instant, boom, 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 like 1 second after another. Oh my God, thank you, Marielle. And there's no way, especially now, I guess for Christmas, you know, and the holidays coming, there's absolutely no way that you can keep your acceptance rate up. If you do, you're losing money by taking these horrible orders. They're not even like, you know, when they give you $18, 18 drop-offs in an 80-mile range, and you're only getting $12 for it, you're making maybe a quarter a delivery. Maybe. And this isn't 1955, and my last name is my name's not Fred Mertz, where that would be good money back in the day. I'm sorry. Yeah, Instacart's a bitch. That's why I don't do it anymore. It is. And grocery stores are always changing like stuff in the aisles too. Like when Instacart used to have like, you know, when you used to like hit Instacart and like, you know, the whole list would show up. I would say like, you know, soda aisle 9, aspirin aisle 18, like whatever. Now it's like good luck, and you're spending too much time in there. And I said I can't do Instacart anymore. It was too time consuming. And then, you know, oh my God. And this goes to everybody who's not even a driver. To people like in the chat, if you do order from Uber Eats, or, you know, because Uber Eats you pick up from stores too. Like we shop Uber Eats, like, you know, if you know someone's in your grocery store shopping for you, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be a replacement needed. There's just always something that like you order that they don't have, or they just ran out of, or they have it in a smaller size. And what really drove me crazy with Instacart was when I would message the person, "Hi, I'm shopping in your store." Like, I'm like, okay, they're out of this, they have this size, or they have it in a different brand, and fucking crickets. And like, say like they got like chocolate ice cream, right? And there was no chocolate ice cream, but they had like a Neapolitan, or they had chocolate ice cream and it, like, you know, it said it didn't have Breyers, but they had Turkey Hill. And like, I don't know what you want. Like, I'm not, if they have no chocolate ice cream and they only have vanilla, I'm not going to put vanilla in the car, because what if you don't like vanilla? I don't like vanilla ice cream. I like chocolate. So if like I was a customer and someone brought me vanilla instead of chocolate, I'd be pissed off. And when someone doesn't answer, like, you know, it drives me up a goddamn wall. So if you know someone's shopping an order for you and they message you, just please fucking answer back. Like, it's like you're not doing the shopping. It's the least you could do. That drives me insane. Like, you know, and you get an alert when like the driver starts delivering for you. You get a notification on your phone. So there's no excuse why you couldn't answer a quick question like, "Oh, hey, is this okay?" Because then you're making, like, I have to roll the dice and then like pick something for you. And if I'm wrong, you're going to complain against me, and then I'm going to be in trouble for it. And yeah, and you know, and Instacart also times you per item, just so you know. So if you know, if you need a can of corn and you get that can of corn, they're timing you per item. So if you take like over like 110 seconds to get to the item, like your shit will go down. Another reason why I can't stand Instacart. There's like, you know, people think it's fucking easy, and like, you know, it's doing this like, you know, brain surgery? No. Like, you know, is it doing the Lord's work? No. Are you changing lives? No. But, you know, for people to say, "Oh, you're just delivering food," no, there's kind of like a little bit of an art to it. And like, you know, delivery drivers always, you know, we get treated like shit. You know, people won't even meet you at the door anymore. You know, like today, it was pouring out, raining all day, and we did 19 orders. Not one person was a meet at door. They'd rather have their food sit outside and get poured on than actually meet a driver at the goddamn door. I don't understand it. Like, to me, that's insanity. Where was it? Like, oh God, there's so many segues I can go on this one. I really didn't think I would have this much of an audience talking about Uber, to be honest with you. Like, I was expecting like 20 people to be here. And then the other thing is, and I've said this, you know, you've heard me bitch about delivering before, but leave your fucking light on. I can't stand when people, like, remember, like, I don't know, I'm Gen X. I come from a different time. Like, when, like, you know, when the lights went out, like, you put your outside light on. Like, even if you weren't like expecting anybody, like my grandfather or my grandmother, as soon as the sun went down, he would go down the stairs and put the outside light on, because that's what you did. I don't understand how people know that you're coming to their house to drop them off something. So most times hot food, or maybe you have a you know, frozen stuff that you got shop for you, and then we're driving around like with binoculars and fucking flashlights trying to find your house number, and it's no lights, no lights on, no outside light, no house number, and you're like, oh.
And then you complain. But they can complain about the drivers, but the drivers can't complain about the customers.
Oh, that's another thing we'll get to. I can make a whole series with this. But what I found tonight in the last 2 days was that this tier system on Uber is bullshit. Because I was only getting $6 and $7 and $8 orders prior to me dropping out of like the high tier. Now I'm like on some like I don't even know. I don't even think I'm on a tier because I've turned down so many things. And God, if you're a driver and you've been on the tier, having to accept things you know you don't want to take, but you're afraid to have your shit done. I can't tell you how gratifying it is to say no, no, no,
And
no,
not worry about
and not
the
worry
BS.
about it. That's just like orgasmic in itself. If like, and only a real driver who knows what I'm talking about will like get what I'm saying here.
It's nice.
But it's gratifying just to say no, I'm not doing it, because Uber, and I know DoorDash is better than Uber in this regard. But DoorDash kind of keeps you like in like one area. Uber, I had a delivery that was 80 miles away. 80 miles. Because now they're having you pick up packages.
$13.
Now they're having you pick up packages, which is Uber's thing. And let me tell you something. I know I delivered drugs. We had a package on
We've delivered more than just drugs.
Oh yeah, we have. There was a
We
package
did the
on
live
home.
that one time with the underwear and the fried chicken.
Soiled underwear and fried chicken was one of our packages that we had to drop off in an unopened grocery bag, like
That's how we knew, because it was right there.
A
and I'm
ShopRite
like,
bag.
I looked down and I saw a pair of underwear. I'm like, wait, why are these dirty underwear?
And on Halloween night, because it was the 31st, so you have to get your shit back up to 50% in order to keep your high tier. So I'm like, Cody, we have to take everything we get tonight, which sucked, just to get our rating back up. And we picked up, and listen, I am 46, but I partied in my 20s, and I know someone on drugs when I see him, because I've been on drugs myself, and I know what a drug dealer looks like, and I know what someone who looks like who's feeding for it. We picked up a package, and the guy was like all like sketchy, but I said, don't open it, don't open it, don't open it. And I'm like, I know there's shit in this box.
It wasn't even sealed.
No. We drive at 40 miles away. And the guy was like at the door, like, at the mailbox, because, we're the tracker, like, oh, your driver's like only this far away. Waiting, like all like the jiggity. The chicken and the panties. I mean, like, and that was a package. And like, God forbid, like, a driver gets pulled up. Uber don't give a fuck. You're picking up, it's packages. So what's ever in that box, it could be a gun, it could be a grenade. Like, you don't know.
We're not allowed to.
We can't open it or touch it.
They're like, that's their privacy. Like, do you
And-
go through it? No, it could be a fucking head for all we fucking know.
God forbid you get pulled over and like the cops like, well, what's in that box? I'm like, I don't know. If it's drugs, like, we're going to jail.
If it's a head, we're going to jail for murder.
Like, who knows, man? So the packages are, I wouldn't suggest picking up packages, because they always
They're not
pay no
worth it.
money,
Yeah, they're not.
and they're not worth going to jail over. And the people who want you to courier, it's the courier, they call it the courier system, where like, if I wanted to like, send my phone, like people, like I picked up like car keys for people that, oh, my son,
Yeah, like
they're
their
locked
keys.
out of the keys.
Yeah,
That,
like, oh, they need, like their keys. And I'm like,
but
yeah, of course.
not like,
But it's not in a box that's like covered in like here. Like,
every
it's like,
package is
here's the keys. Drop 'em
usually
off.
like there's something like off with it, because if you need someone to like drop a package off like that you can't do,
Yeah.
So good luck with that. I don't know if I don't know if DoorDash does that. A couple of weeks ago, me and Cody had a package. We go to pick up the package, and it's 2 people.
Yeah.
I was like,
And it was like 40. It took us like 40 minutes to get there. It was like out in the middle of nowhere, and we pull up, and there's 2 people standing outside, and they're like, "Are you all right?" And we're like, "We're here to pick up a package." They're like, "We are the package." I'm like, "Wait, huh?"
I'm like, okay, I've been doing Uber. Like, I'm not allowed to pick up people because I have a 2-door car.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're gonna have to like cancel and
and
like
then
do
reorder,
it
and
again.
it's really
And then
cool
like
for
it was
drivers.
cold and they were drunk, and like it was they were in like a weird place where like there
They
wasn't
were
that
coming
much
back from
access. They were
house.
they were in a yacht club and they were having a party and they were loaded and they were looking at each other. I'm like, okay, do you guys just want to hop in?
I'm like, if you don't mind sitting in the back, and they're like, no, it's tight, but hey,
They were super cool
yeah,
people.
they were like,
Yeah,
we
like,
just want to get.
they're like, we'll
home.
give you $20 extra here right now. I'm like, okay, well, now
Right,
you're
okay,
speaking
well,
my language,
We'll
you
bring
know.
we'll bring you home. And as long as you don't mind sitting in
But
the back,
it's
like, I don't have water. I don't have like anything to offer you because we don't pick up people. But
that's what
that
they
was-
said. I'm like, I have never picked up people before. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, I don't have any Fresca in the back seat to offer you.
Yeah,
Like,
we
I
didn't
don't
have
like
nothing. Like we had soda from what we picked up for.
and like I was smoking in the car. I'm like, well, since you're not considered, since you're luggage, like I'm gonna smoke. They're like, okay. I'm like, and they were smoking. I'm like, can we smoke? I'm like, yeah, go ahead. I'm like, yeah,
They
but
were really nice, but yeah, like no, we weren't supposed to even pick them up. Like that is not a package.
so the packages we ordered was the 2 people that we dropped off. Then we had the underwear and the chicken, the box of drugs. What else did we have?
Oh, what about the half box of fucking cereal?
Oh yeah, a half box of cereal. It was a half box of like fucking Fruit Loops. I hand to God.
It was open and dumped out. It was open and the box in the bag, but still with the cereal poured out in the bag also.
And I'm like,
huh?
I'm like, Cody, there's got to be something in that cereal. Like no one, and like, but like I was afraid. Like I didn't want
I
to
ain't opening shit. Hell,
a half a box of Fruit Loops, and I was like, you know, when you shake a box, I'm like, it's not even full.
No, the half of it, well, not even half. It was like a couple. It was still open, and like it was still in the bag. And I'm like,
Because
"Don't
listen,
you see it
if you
through the
open
bag?"
something up, like there could be anthrax in it. I don't fucking know, and I don't want. So I would like, and Uber does packages. I don't know if that's on DoorDash, and I've never seen that on Instacart, so I can't. But Uber is just like fucking. Who cares? Fuck it, man.
What they say is you just got hit by a screw Seminole.
Like, wow, 150 people in this chat. I thought there'd be like 10. I'm talking about Uber stuff. Not ever thinking that people would care. All right, so moving on.
You have the TV going in the back.
No, I'm blocking it. They can't see it.
I just don't want them to be like, it's advertising.
So after I stopped caring, and the last 2 days, I said, fuck this, because I'm not going to do all these horrible orders for $8 that takes 30 miles off my car. And like you keep refilling gas. And let me tell you what I've done today alone, because I stopped caring about like the high tier, the diamond rate tier. And
which you get no benefits for.
People have said
You get
this
nothing from
over
it.
and over and over again in the Facebook groups that I'm on, and I didn't want to hear it because, you know, we make good money from this on top of like, you know, and I was too worried about like if I drop out of the high tier, I'm not going to get anything. Oh my God. Not only do I get more, but I get paid more money. These are the fares.
So the lower you are, you get paid more.
This was today. Let me tell you, like, just the amounts we made today. Because I stopped caring about the stupid acceptance rate and the high tier. And this is why I wanted to go live, because if I could help other Uber drivers avoid this, because they stupidly thought like me for 6 years that like, you know, oh no, I had to stay in the top tier and take these awful trips because I'll drop out of it. Oh my God, no. And I'm the idiot who, so
the lower you are, the better it is.
19, okay, so $19 for a half hour trip. $37.48. That was the Costco one I was telling you about. That was an hour trip. $21.47 for 45 minutes. $31.08 for 45 minutes. And then let me see. $26.09 for an hour. $10 for 21 minutes. $9 for 15 minutes. $20 for 57 minutes. $21 for 14 minutes. $20 for 3 minutes and 35 seconds. That's what I made today. I haven't broke $200 especially on a Tuesday night. Unheard of. Couldn't tell you. And like usually on a Tuesday night, I'm lucky if I crack $85. That's a good night on a Tuesday. So, and then yesterday I made $177 on a Monday because I stopped caring. And then, wait, that's today's. Show me yesterday's. Wait, that's the second. Where's the first? There we go. December 1st, $25 for a 36-minute trip, $18 for a $28 trip, $22 for a 22-minute trip, $20 for an hour trip, $16.58 for 45 minutes, $10 for 4 minutes. And everybody, like, they keep throwing these shitty Walmart orders down our throats. Don't take them. Do not take them.
Don't take them.
Because
they rape you on
because
it, yes.
and because here's what people are doing now, because like I dropped off a PS5 to somebody, it was a GameStop, and they ordered a PS5, and I picked it up at GameStop and I dropped it off to them. I said, okay, we have to make sure we take 8 million pictures of this because I'm not going to get blamed. And lo and behold, that person that got the PS5 said they didn't get the fucking PS5. And I was waiting for it because that's what people like to do. They say, oh, I didn't get the PS5. I didn't get the delivery. And that means I'll lose my job. And then they'll get, not only will
they get reimbursed,
they get reimbursed and they'll get another PS5.
Yeah.
And I sent this to Uber. I said, I knew this was going to happen when I was dropping off a PS5, but I took 15 pictures of it. And I go, there it is on the goddamn doorstep. And they were like, okay, well then this guy's lying about it. But they always take the customer side first. They never side with us. They yell at us, you're about to lose your, you're about to get deactivated.
You're waiting, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Good, I'm waiting for it.
I would show you, but like all my screenshots show like, exactly where we are, and that's not going to happen. Yeah. So that's not getting that. That's as far as it goes. I'll take screenshots and I'll redact like the background so you can see what I'm talking about. They'll offer you like a $3 order, which is 18 miles away. And I would do them because I was too afraid of losing my tier and losing all these shitty fucking orders that like they can keep, because now that like I'm like the regular tier, I guess the tier that people start off on, I'm making actually decent money on Uber again. Yeah, people are so fucking shifty. I have never took someone's food and ate it and canceled it. I see these horrible people on TikTok that like, and they make videos of it. They're like Uber driver, and I got their food. I'm gonna sit in my car and eat it. Like those are the fucking horrible people that like make hardworking people like us, shitty.
Get blamed for their fucking stupidity.
Yeah. But listen, like, you don't have to do it for 9 hours a day. You don't have to do it at all. But if you are like, if you need a couple bucks in your pocket, it's a good way to make some decent money, in a pinch. There's like, I don't know what to believe. I see what people post on these Facebook groups, and half of it I believe, half of it I don't. Only because I've been doing Uber Eats almost since it started. I don't know exactly when it started, maybe 2018 or something like that. I don't know how long Uber Eats has been around, but I've been doing it for a while. And it's not like, you ever get like any, like, on the top tier, diamond tier, you get what's called diamond level support, which is the worst support and customer service known to fucking man. Like for instance, the other day, they gave, and then they piled deliveries on you, right? So they'll give you like 3 different pickups at once. Like go to McDonald's, then go to Target, and so this is a good example. I had one where I had to go to McDonald's and pick up food, and it was 3. Then go to Target and shop. So while I'm shopping in Target, because Target's the second stop, and you can't alter how Uber sends them to you, you can only go with how they go. So I can't go to Target first. I have to go to McDonald's first because the GPS has to be there for you to mark it accepted. So I go to McDonald's first, I pick up their food, and then like I have to go to Target and shop 40 items. Well, let me tell you, that took a minute, times 60. I was there for an hour. And then we had to go to, what was the last, White Castle? It was like another fast food place. And then that was all done. And then this poor woman who ordered the McDonald's was the last drop off too. So she got her food 2 hours well after she ordered it. And I'd be pissed too if I were her. And she complained to Uber, and I got in trouble for it. I said, I didn't do anything wrong. I said, I dropped everything off. No, there was no lates, but she complained that it took too long for her food to get there, and they put it on the driver. And then I called Diamond Quality Uber support because, like, when you're a Diamond driver, you get nothing but the best. And this woman's like, she took the tip away, which, whatever. But then she gave me a thumbs down. I got a bad rating for it. I'm like, and that is fucked up. I go, I should not get a bad rating because Uber gave me these 3 orders, and that's how I had to deliver them. And you know what I can't stand when you're talking to customer service? I'll tell you right now. We understand that you're feeling upset about it. You know what I can't fucking stand? When people tell me that they understand how I feel when I'm on the fucking phone with them for customer service. My bank does the fucking same thing. Hello, this is Matthew with Uber support. And like your fucking name's not Matthew either. Hello, this is Matthew from Uber support. We understand that you're feeling a certain way about your acceptance rate, but there's nothing we can do about it, and we also can't change the way that people rate you. Meanwhile, they're sitting in a fucking desk in Bombay, like saying that they understand what's going on where I'm driving. Like, fuck you. It's all in India, all of it. My bank has the same thing, like the same, and I have Citibank for Christ's fucking sakes, like one of the best banks in the world, but it's all in India, and they're trying to tell me like what it's like to be a driver in the States. Hate it. So I don't even bother with support anymore because support always blames the driver, and like we have to like prove our shit like written in blood. That like we didn't do this. You have to take a million pictures. Like another scam that people have is they'll be like, it'll be like, when you drop it off to their house, it'll say, it's supposed to be like, confirm delivery, like meet at door. But then they message you and they say, oh, just leave it at the door. And to any driver who sees that, don't fucking do that. Do not. You know why? Because that's a way for them to say that they never got their food. And then you get in trouble because that's happened to me too. They'll say, meet at door. And then right as you pull up, they'll say, oh, just leave it on the stoop. But guess what happens when you leave it on the stoop? When it says meet at door, you can't take a picture of it. And that's and newer drivers don't know that. So they'll just say, okay, I'll leave it on the stoop. And then the customer says, I never got it because there was no picture taken. So much shit that goes into this. So like now when they want to pull that stuff, when you pull up to someone's house, they give you an 8-minute clock, right? Which sucks because you have to wait the 8 minutes out, and then only after you wait 8 minutes, they'll let you take a picture. But if it's set up as meet at door and they say just leave it on the stoop, don't do it because you'll get in trouble for it. Oh my God. And these people think like, I'm an idiot and like, and there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of desperate people that will just take orders because, they're in a rut and they need the money. So maybe they'll take a $3 order or a $4 order and drive 40 miles for it because at least it's some type of money. Well, I did that. And yeah, you get paid right away. Well, they'll give you like, as soon as you drop off the order, they'll give you some of it. And then after an hour, if the people don't fuck you over with the tip, then you'll get like the full amount. They're never for the same person. And they're in 3 different locations. Once in a rare while, you'll have like 2 different pickups for the same person. But it's always different people. Like it's always 3 different places and it's always 3 different addresses. And it takes a lot of time. Yep. Drop off at hotels. I don't mind hotels as much as apartment buildings because at least a hotel, you go in there. With hotels, like, I like to leave it in the lobby. Like, I don't want to go up to somebody's room because it gets sketchy. But, you know, you can... Mostly, when I get hotel ones, like, 7 out of 10 times, they'll meet you in the lobby. Hotel ones aren't that bad. Like I said, I'd much rather deal with a hotel than an apartment complex because apartment complex are like, and I must have had like 5 in a row tonight with apartment complexes, big giant complexes, and like forget fucking lights and like, you know, building numbers. And like, I don't understand why you can't find me. It's so easy. Well, that's another thing. You know, I'll get notes. Let me say this too. People put in the delivery notes like, oh, I want extra ketchup, or like, make sure I'm not the last order. When you put in delivery notes, we don't see your delivery notes until after the food has been picked up and we're in the car and we're on your way to your house. So if you, in your delivery notes, you're saying, make sure it's fresh, or I don't fucking know. Cody, what's a delivery note that's stupid? Like a delivery note that's stupid that we see after the fact, after we're already dropping it off.
Can you please ask for extra spoons when they order chili from Wendy's? But meanwhile, when
We're already gone.
Yeah, we don't see any of that until it's dropped off and like whatever. They want extra spoons because they want to share their chili. Okay, well then you should have put that into the notes for the restaurant.
No, what you need to do
us.
is that you message the driver
Or
while
order more chili.
while they're on their way to the pickup place, and then I could do that for you.
Yeah, then we can ask them,
like-
and we can show the people. Like you
2
just
nights
got-
ago,
you
2
just
nights
got
ago,
charged
I did.
for fucking extra sauce.
I did. I went. Someone messaged me on the way to McDonald's, and this was 2 nights ago, and they were like, "Hey, can you like pick me up a sweet and sour sauce when you pick up my food?" I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." I go
They
to
didn't have nuggets.
I go to
they
the
had
McDonald's.
fries. They wanted to dip their fries in it. So okay.
And I'm like, "Hey, the customer wanted a sweet and sour sauce," and this woman looked at me and she goes, "Well, you have to pay for it." I said, "Huh?" I go, "You're gonna charge me for a sweet?" I go, "A, I'm a delivery driver. B, they already ordered the food, and C, I know a little bit about McDonald's. You're gonna charge me for sweet and sour sauce when I'm just a delivery driver?" And she's like, "Yes, that's our way." And I paid the fucking 35 cents out of my own. Not that like that was gonna bankrupt me or anything, but
it was the whole principle.
it was the
whole
principle
thing.
of it. And I paid for it, and then like the customer didn't even give a fuck. I was like, "Oh, by the way, like I had to pay for your sweet and sour sauce," and like, whatever. And it was like a $4 order, like that I made from it too. I was already annoyed, and then they were like, "Whatever," and I'm like,
See, John's better than me.
"Oh."
I don't pay for anything for anybody's order. I don't care if you didn't order it with your order. Well, then you ain't getting it because I ain't doing it. I don't take like you. You become a sucker and you do that.
No,
like,
not anymore. Like,
But I don't know. I've never
You
done it.
know-
I won't do it because
you know how I am, right?
it's been done way too many times by people, and I don't.
But I try to keep my cool all the time. Like I don't really lose my shit ever.
If you don't like it, I'll.
Cody is the
order
one that
now.
loses shit during deliveries. I don't.
I
Like, you know,
do.
and
You
there's
tell
been a
people,
million.
Fuck yourself.
Like I wanted to take that sweet and sour sauce and throw it right in her fucking face. I'm like, and that would have been worth the 30 fucking cents. But I was so fucking disgusted, and the customer was like, "Whatever." I made $4.21 off.
I
that.
would have taken
I
that. food.
remember
I
I
would have
was so
taken the
annoyed.
food right back and delivered it, and then also said to the customer, "If you're that freaking desperate, well then get your ass in the car and go get it your damn self, and make sure you have 35 cents to buy your damn sauce that you did not order.
Hey, habanero.
Nope, I don't take their bullshit. Nope.
I have never ever been charged for like a sweet and sour sauce or a condiment in my 46 years of living. And like what bothers me the most is I had to pay for someone else's. Like it wasn't even mine.
I've
But
had
whatever.
people ask for like when they order like
Good night,
sodas.
Wicked.
Good night, Wicked. Mwah, sweetheart. People order like their drinks and stuff like that, like their sodas or iced teas or coffees or like whatever. But they don't want the ice in it because they know it's going to sit there for a little while, so it's going to get watered down and nasty. So they order it with no ice. But then when you get there, they ask you to get a cup of ice for them, so that way they can pour it.
Another thing is
I don't do that shit
when
either.
you go to
Hell
like
no.
when you go to either
Make
like
your own damn
Taco
ice.
Bell or Wendy's, and like you have a Frosty, like a Baja Blast, like one of those frozen drinks. Like and like this is more applicable. There we go. In the summertime, because like they'll get like this Baja frozen blast, and like it'll be like up to here, and like by the time you get there after dropping off 3 deliveries, it's like half a cup of like it's just gone. And then like we get yelled at because it melts. And what are we supposed to fucking do?
Hello, it's summertime.
Just so you guys know, on Uber Eats, there's a preference where if you want your order to be picked up by itself without others being stacked on it, I think you have to pay like $2. It's like an express. Like I've never ordered,
But y'all are cheap too, and y'all won't even pay that. But then you
and
get
then they yell, and then in the delivery instructions they'll say, "Don't pick up my food if I'm the first to drop off." Well, I just saw that 3 hours after I got your order, and now you're getting it, and then I get in trouble again because they didn't like the fact that again their food's good, but they didn't want to spend the $2 fucking to get it expedited to the house first. Like
Exactly. So my advice is get your fat ass in the fucking car and go get your own damn food.
Tony Ann, you know that you could actually order.
Hey, Tony Ann, I love you, sweetheart.
Tony Ann, you can order.
I say get
You
your
can
ass
order
in the fucking
stuff from
car
New
and
York.
Go.
You just have to find a delivery driver who will drive it to you. You
John,
can do it.
John's heard me so many times on the phone with Uber telling them, you know what? I don't give a fuck who you are. Get yourself in the car and you go and pick up the order and deliver it. John's like, you can't talk to Uber like that. I said, I sure am. And it hasn't been once. It hasn't been twice. It hasn't been 3 times. And it won't stop at 4.
No, because they don't want to pay the $3 for like the expedite fee. They don't want to pay the service fee.
They don't want to
They
tip.
definitely don't want to fucking tip. Like, look at these Facebook groups, like these Uber groups, and like I don't know why like regular customers are on it. Like it's supposed to be like delivery drivers, but they're like, I'm not gonna tip. I have to pay this, that, and the other.
That's your own fault.
What are we here for? Because we make nothing but tips. Like the base fare off Uber is like $1, $2, I think. I think that it's $2. It's
And a lot of these places that these people order from have free delivery.
that's also too, like Papa John's.
Free
Domino's.
delivery.
And I
But
don't
they
know.
still don't want to tip their driver, so they go through
Yeah.
Uber thinking that they
That's
still
a
don't
very
have
good
to
point.
tip.
Yeah, because I don't understand why I have to
If
pick up
you
a
can
Papa John's
afford
and
to order
Domino's.
food, you can afford to tip. If you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to order and get your food straight then. Get your ass
And
in
again,
the car
like,
and get it yourself.
We are just dropping off food to your house. Like it's not like we're a waiter, but then people don't want to tip waiters. I mean, I've been a bartender, a waiter, a host, a pauper, a prince, and a king. I've been up and down.
Ankle deep freaking water trying to find your apartment number because you can't put clear instructions in the whole delivery thing. So here I am sloshing around in muck and water and everything else for your $3 for this order.
And they
I
think
get
the
no
$3
tip.
is like a godsend. Like we
And
should be
then they
kicking
get
their
mad
feet.
when they're like, oh, but you put my order on the floor. Well, you didn't have a chair or a table outside and you didn't want me to knock. So then what am I supposed to do?
Don't knock. The dogs will bark. Don't knock. I have a baby. Well, then what do you want then?
Yeah. Don't set my food on the
Here we go.
floor. There's animals.
This is what I do.
Well, put a fucking basket out.
I do telepathically.
And you text them, letting them know that you're there, so that way they know that their food is going to be there. thinking, oh, okay, well, let me just, okay, it's nasty outside. Let me just go ahead and grab my food. Oh, no response, no nothing. But then they'll bitch because you put the food on the floor. But what am I supposed to do? Back up to your door, leave it in my trunk, and wait for you to come out and pull it out of my trunk?
Yeah, I don't know where everybody else lives,
I
but
don't
like
think
gas where I am is
Not
like
on my watch.
is around like 3.10, like between three and 3.25 a gallon. Where I am, and my fucking, I'm not bitching about because I know my Mustang is not a 4-cylinder and it's not gas efficient.
I
so
do not.
that's
not take
I
anything
know that,
under
right?
$10. That's my thing. I do not take nothing under $10.
The thing is, like, what I've learned now is that you should only take orders that, at least $1 a mile.
Because you're losing gas. You're
So-
paying your own money to fill up your tank.
If you're
and
getting
wasting
paid
the money going there.
$10 for an $8, if you're getting paid $10 for like an 8-mile trip, then that's good.
Yeah, you're getting.
But also,
100%
don't forget, like
extra
when they send you out to like the boonies, you have to come back.
Yeah.
So that's double.
money.
Like,
Yeah, you have to drive out there to drive back.
like we had one tonight. It was a $36 one. And it was 20 miles away, which on paper works out. But then you have to take the other 20 miles coming back to where you are
Not getting orders.
to reroute. Because, what Uber does is they'll send you 20 miles away and then, from home base, and then 20 miles where you are, they're going to send you another 20 miles in a different direction, and that gets you 40 miles away from home
Yeah.
base.
And when you have to
So-
go offline to go back to reroute, that's all on your time to come back, wasting the gas that you're coming back, not getting orders or getting paid to come back. So yeah, no, I think that's why Uber don't like me. Every time I call, they don't answer. They're like, oh no, oh crap, Cody's calling, don't answer. They don't answer when I call because they know. They definitely know. I don't play around with them. I don't have patience.
I don't even. Oh, no. Okay. I just tripped over something. Sorry.
I have no patience. Not for customers, not for
Like, I don't
Uber
know how to,
employees.
I don't know how to answer that, to be honest with you. I really don't. If you're getting like 4 pallets of goddamn water, like, you should be tipping money. Like, if it's a simple thing, like where like, the McDonald's is like around the corner from your house and like you ordered like an extra value meal, like I'd be happy making $3 from that. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
it's not-
complain
it's
about
not-
that.
It's not a big yeah.
But my issue is like when you're like, we have to go to Costco or Walmart or BJ's, and like, it's literally a fucking, or Home Depot. Jesus Christ, we had to
fucking ladders.
we had to buy ladders. We had to get Home Depot. We had to go get ladders, and they gave,
and drive it an hour
It was an hour
away
away.
to fucking the destination.
because that's when I still cared about my acceptance rate. I needed to bring it up, so I had to take whatever they gave me, and I had to go to Home Depot, which was 20 miles away, and pick up giant ladders, and then I had to put the top down in my car
And it was freezing.
and raining, and drive them. Ladders.
For $10. And not even a thank you from the customer.
Like yesterday, we were at Walmart, and this guy walked out with a pink beach cruiser.
Yeah.
Like one of those, like, old-fashioned beach cruisers, like the
Like
bicycle,
big one.
like with the fucking basket and the goddamn
on the
bell.
front and back.
And the guy from Walmart's walking it out, and I'm looking at him. I go, you know that you're walking that fucking bike right back in, right? Because there's no way I'm putting that in this fucking. Where am I going to put it?
He said, "Yep, I'm canceling this one for you." He goes, "Because I know this ain't going to fit in there." I said, "And I'm not putting the top down to even take it anywhere." Nope.
And like, I'm not like, I'm not saying everybody tips shitty because they don't.
No, we're not saying that. No. But
But
a lot of you do.
and I don't know how to answer that. Like, if we're carrying heavy things up 4 flights of stairs and ladders and bicycles that are like 2 hours
your
away.
address because you put in the wrong address, or because you don't want to leave your light on because, oh my god, my electricity bill. But yeah, you can pay $50 for just one Happy Meal to get
Yeah,
delivered. Like, come on. Don't play. I'm not
Does the app
stupid.
only show you one order at a time to accept, and if you decline, Okay. Yes, if you decline, you're
Yes, and they're
penalized.
sneaky.
And okay, so tonight that happened.
Tell them the Uber is
Tonight,
sneaky.
okay, so tonight this happened, Nikita. Okay, so I got an order and it was like Walgreens,
It was 3.
but I didn't know.
All it said was Walgreens.
No, it said Walgreens and like 2. So when you see the 2 next to it, you know it's 2 pickups.
Yeah. But they don't tell you the second pickup.
Right.
You
So
assume that it's
I
pretty
take
much
it.
at the same.
So we have to go
store.
to Walgreens, which the first Walgreens was like maybe like 7 miles away.
Yeah,
We
it
went
wasn't
there
like
and like
that.
it was at the photo counter. You know, either Walgreens is what you get. You either have to pick up medication for people at the pharmacy counter. You pick up like photos at the photo counter, or they make you shop things at Walgreens. Like I had to buy a birth control test and oh my god,
No, a pregnancy
A
test, not birth control.
yeah,
test.
I'm sorry, I'm spent.
Oh, what
pregnancy
about
test.
what
Tonight
about
we had
the nipple covers?
tonight we had a Target order. They wanted 6 boxes of Neosporin.
7.
It was
We
7.
only
It
had
was 7, but
6.
Target only had 6. They had 7 boxes of Neosporin,
A box of
Nipple-
bandages.
nipple covers, and bandages.
No, nipple protectors. Yeah.
I should have took a picture of like the order. Like you wouldn't even fucking believe it if like and bananas. Sorry.
Yeah, she wanted 7 bananas.
Bananas.
7 freaking bananas.
But going
What
back
type
to
of
your
party
question,
is
Nikita,
that?
so when you have multiple pickups, they're very shady about it.
They do. They'll
They'll say
stuff in.
Walgreens and 2. So you think you're picking up like from the one Walgreens 2 different orders, but they were sneaky. So what happened was that I picked up from one Walgreens, and then like the next pickup was from Home Depot. I said, huh? I said, where did Home Depot come from?
Yeah, I know.
'Cause
John looked at me and he said,
avoid Home
John.
Depot like the fucking plague.
I was about
like
to get out of the car. I'm like,
you're
I'm
like-
too tired for this.
Home Depot is always a big fail for me. And like I don't have a minivan or a pickup truck. Like I have a convertible Mustang. So it's pretty much a 2-seater and with like a small ass trunk. So but thankfully the Home Depot thing was like a small order. And then after Home Depot, I had to go to a second Walgreens because this woman who went to the first Walgreens ordered
From
2
2 different
Walgreens.
ones.
So what Uber did was count Walgreens as one, and they slid Home Depot in underneath it as the second.
Yep.
They're shifty. And
instead of
Yeah.
counting for 3, it counted for 2.
it was
So
20
we didn't
bucks.
get that. We didn't even hit like the quota for
But-
for that one because they were
Yeah.
sneaky about it because nobody wanted to go to Home Depot to pick up that order, so they slid it in there. That's
I'll
what they
do more
did.
lives about this every night if you want to hear me talk about Uber. Like I get more views now than My Day Fiance. Shit. I'm happy to help delivery drivers and customers. Yeah, it's sneaky, and you know Uber still gives it to you because I think they're pissed at me because for 6 years I've taken pretty much everything they gave me, and I was like their good little errand boy, and
That was your mistake.
the last 2 days I said fuck you and fuck this shit, and hey Tenhead, but I've been making way more money, and like as opposed to me putting like $35 or $30 in gas in my car every day, now I'm only putting 20. Like they would have like especially when we were back in
We
Jersey.
don't go to certain areas.
When we were
because
back,
we're
like
no,
before
it's
we
not
left
worth
the
it.
cottage, like they would have us driving. You know, Jersey's a small state. They would literally
To
have us
Philly.
to Philly, like Cherry Hill, which is like on the outskirts of Philly. It's still on the Jersey side. Like Cherry Hill's, it's a nice like Philly suburb. But we have had pickups in Cherry Hill from going from Seaside Heights to Cherry Hill, and it would take like an hour and a half to get there, and then like an hour and a half back.
And again, not getting orders on the way back, so we're not making no money driving back, wasting the gas that we already put in the damn car just to do for that one delivery.
Okay, hold on. The drive-through. No.
They can go scratch.
The only time that you're allowed to go, I had an issue with this the other night. You always have to go into the store if the dining room is open.
always.
So if the dining room is open, you have to go in through that way. They will not give it to you
Yep.
through the drive-through. The only time that you can get it through the drive-through is if it's like 24 hours and there's no dining room open. But if it's like during the day or like up until like, because most dining rooms where we are stay open until like 11 or 12. The Taco Bell by us, their dining room's open till 3 or 4. Like White Castles are open 24 hours. So you always have to go to the dining room if it's open. Sorry, I didn't see it. But now some McDonald's have like this thing like where they're building in like a delivery window. So I went to it was like 2:00 in the morning. I think it was because I worked Thanksgiving and Black Friday because when it's holidays they pay you more, but the aggravation they pay you more and the aggravation is through the fucking roof. Because on Thanksgiving, like I worked all day on Thanksgiving and half the places are closed, so you're getting penalized for not accepting stuff that is closed. Like I got the same Popeyes order literally 30 times in a row, and I couldn't take it because they were closed. And then my acceptance rate went like that. But going back to the thing, now some places are having like a drive-through like window, like where you're supposed to still walk up. So there's this one McDonald's where it was like 2:00 in the morning, and I was in the drive-through, and like people at McDonald's can be real fucking pricks when they want to be. This is a different McDonald's, not the sweet and sour McDonald's, a different one. And I was waiting on a drive-through like for like 20 minutes because like there was 5 cars ahead of me, and I finally get to the window, and I'm like, I'm here to pick up the Uber, and I can see it through the drive-through window, right fucking there in the bag, and they're like, you have to like use the window outside and ring the bell. I said, but the bag's right there, and I could see the number on it. It was my number. And they're like, I'm sorry, you have to walk, you have to pull around and park and ring the bell. Like, you really couldn't fucking give me that fucking bag? Y'all know me. If I had a grenade, I would have threw it through the fucking window and blew up that McDonald's. But I was like, okay. Yeah, but like going back to that, back when we were in Seaside, when we were in the cottage, we had one delivery that was going to Cherry fucking Hill, and we had to drive. Seaside's on the ocean, obviously, and then Cherry Hill is a suburb of Philly. Like we had to drive across the fucking state and then drive back. So. Good times on that one. But that was back when, we were in Jersey in the cottage. Now, but now I know better not to do that anymore because you always want to keep your acceptance rate high to keep your cheer, which the whole reason why me doing this live tonight was to let people know who are actual drivers that cheer means shit. They give you things the only good thing I got from being on the high Uber tier was like a year membership to Costco. And guess how many times I used my year membership to Costco? 0.00 times. I've never used my Costco membership. Me and Cody don't have to buy 48 rolls of fucking toilet paper. We don't need 16 things of fucking ketchup. We're not the Duggars. We don't buy in bulk. So, oh yeah. And the tolls too is another thing. You got to pay for the tolls. So if you're on a toll road, you got to pay for it. And if you live in the Northeast, where we are, there are a lot of toll roads everywhere. They just love to toll the fuck out of you. So, and then sometimes you got to cross bridges. One time I had a order that was going from Edison, New Jersey to Staten Island. And I had to cross the outer bridge, no, the Goethals, and I had to pay $17 for the bridge. Drop off their stupid fucking food. But then Uber reimburses you, but it's never they use toll fares from years ago, so you're still losing. Yeah. So don't worry about having to take multiple Walmart orders. Like, don't take any order where you're not making at least $1 a mile. Because I was doing that for years, and God, do I fucking feel stupid. So many thousands of dollars I had to put into my car for car repairs. Like, I literally have put. I've been doing Uber so much because I think somebody asked, is it worth the money? Yeah, it is. I would hate to rely on it because there are days when you just want to shoot yourself in the goddamn head because every order is terrible and you don't want to deal with it and you don't want to deal with people and you don't want to drive, especially when it's bad weather. So it is worth it. Like, especially if you just want to make like an extra $40 after work. Like, say, like you work a 9 to 5 and like, maybe from like 5 to 6, you want to do a couple orders, get yourself some like cigarette money or wine money or whatever, buy yourself a fucking magazine, a pair of boots. I don't fucking know. But it's good in that regard. Like when you do work, and I've worked on this full time, I worked on this part time. It's still like commissioning, so like you have to be out there to make the money. That goes with the territory. I speak to Doug Fairman, said hello, my name, and it was my Uber driver. See? And there are like a couple of like you have like, I don't want to say regulars because there's no way like somebody can like request me to drop their food off. I wish there was, to be honest with you. That would be like nice if like, because but I've had people that I've dropped off to multiple times. Like there's this one guy, David, who has like a broken back. And I drop off to him a lot. And like I'll come in and I'll chat with him for a couple of minutes. And he's a super nice guy. And like, from his orders, I make $5. But I know that like he's in need and I'm helping him out and like he likes the company. Like I saw him on Thanksgiving. He went to the liquor store and he's by himself and he's like a nice old, like he's like 65, 70 years old. And it was Thanksgiving and I was alone in my car delivering and Cody was sick and Thanksgiving was terrible for us, by the way. That's why I didn't really wish anybody a happy Thanksgiving because I was working all day and Cody was sick and but it was Thanksgiving night and he needed something from the liquor store and I dropped it off and he's like, come in for a second. Like we watched the game for a minute and then I got another delivery. I'm like, I gotta go. There are good people, and it's really not about the money. Well, I mean, it really is, but like, it's not always about the money, I should say, because I don't mind doing stuff like that because it makes their day better. You know what I mean? And someone like that who has a broken neck, who's on disability, broken back, he had a broken neck and he's all fucked out. He's in a wheelchair, can barely move. People like that who rely on people to bring them food, like that are on, either Medicare or whatever, that just want to like have a drink. I'm like, I'm happy to do it. And then there are people who are so goddamn fucking entitled that they think that like, for $3, I should carry up like, 4 pallets of 40 packs of fucking water up 3 flights for you to like, be like, like the help. I would say for the most part that delivery drivers, we really do get shit, like treated like shit. Cody tonight, because me and Cody, we mainly do it together now. But even Cody tonight, we had it's always liquor store delivery. I guess the liquor store people who are like waiting for their drinks, like, are the realists with you? Hey, cheers. Because we had a drop off and it was another $5 liquor store one. And she invited us in. She's like, come in. And like she had cats and like dogs and we were talking to her, and I think there are like a lot of lonely people that just want to have like a little bit of like human interaction with people, which I'm here for because 90% of the people leave a door, take photo, fuck you. Like, they don't want, they feel like, someone dropping anything off to them, off to them is like beneath them, and it's not worth their time to even engage. Like when I was a kid, you know, even when I first started doing Uber, there was no such thing as take picture. Thank you, COVID, for that. You know, thank you for that, because it was, you always had to knock on the door and drop their food off and like greet the person, and nobody seemed to care then. Knock on the door, ring the bell. Oh, hi, here's your food. Oh, I'm so happy. You made my night. I can't wait to eat it. Usually when you see someone bringing their food, you're happy. You're excited about it. You're not bothered by it. You know what I mean? Do we get a lunch? No. We get nothing. There's no perks or nothing. Zero. Well, 10 head. And there are people like, thank you for always tipping. And again, I don't make it seem like, because at the end of the day, I've been doing this for 6 years. So if it was truly that horrible, I wouldn't be doing it, right? You know, at the end of the day, if it was really an atrocity, I wouldn't be doing this for 6 years. So keep that in mind too when I speak on this. And like, you know, I've done it full time, I've done it part time, I've done it here and there. You know, and I'll say, like, you know, sometimes when someone has a beautiful house, I'll leave a message like, you have a gorgeous home, or thank you, you know, like, but it is what it is. What time is it? Oh my God, it's midnight. And that's fine if you have dogs or a baby crying, because that's like, you know, I get that. And like, you know, it's nice to just drop and run, right? Like, you know, I don't have to wait for you to answer the door, but like, you know, now that we do liquor, like, you know, what drives me nuts is when, like, you know, people know that like we're coming to their house with liquor, and A, they forget that they have to answer the door. And B, when I say, where's your license? They're like, what are you talking about? Oh my God, that's so aggravating. If you ever order liquor from DoorDash or Uber Eats or Instacart, have your fucking license in your goddamn hand, please. Because they're like, oh, I'm 50. I'm like, ma'am, I wouldn't care if you're as old as goddamn Lincoln. Uber doesn't know that. I need to scan your license. They're like, oh, I didn't think I would. And then this woman tonight, the same woman that we were in the house with, that we were talking about, she's like, I haven't had a license in years. What do I do? And I'm like, do you have a passport? And she's like, yeah. And then she had to go find a passport, which was fine. Like, she was super nice. And she invited us in, which nobody ever does. The only time you get invited in was, like, you know, usually older people, when you're carrying water, they're like, you know, can you bring it into my kitchen for me? Which we're not supposed to do, by the way. We're never supposed to enter someone's house, ever. That's a big no-no. But I'm not going to let like some like person in a walker who like can barely move, like, come on. But yeah. Oh yeah, and don't forget, it's not only Dayquil. If you get Benadryl now, you're gonna get ID'd. Or Tylenol PM, you're gonna get ID'd. Baby medicine, you're gonna get ID'd. Like, people think like you know, just it's medicine. That no, you're gonna get ID. Like, okay, at Applebee's, Cody, is it Applebee's with the whiskey?
Oh, the bourbon.
Is that Applebee's?
Yeah.
At Applebee's, there's like some bourbon whiskey dish, right? And anybody knows that when you cook bourbon whiskey chicken, and anybody knows that when you cook with alcohol, the alcohol evaporates under heat, like it burns off.
It gives it
But
flavor,
for some fucking
there's
reason,
no alcohol.
if you order this bourbon chicken
Like
whiskey
this, yeah.
dish from
It's like
Applebee's,
it's a bourbon
you have to
whiskey
get
chicken.
ID'd.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the ID, like there was a
I can't give you
17-year-old
your food.
that ordered it, not thinking anything, because I wouldn't think of it, you know?
No, it's food. Like,
And you're not getting
and
drunk
you
off
know-
eating chicken.
no, of course
And
not.
I had to take the food back.
This isn't rum cake.
And I felt so goddamn bad. I'm like, I have to take this back. Because you don't
can't
have an
it.
ID. And I can't.
It's
If I use my ID, I'll get fired.
when people order alcohol through Uber, like, they ask you so many questions. Is the customer like sober? If not, like to ask them to say their ABCs and like this and that, and it's like I'm not asking
Yeah,
like,
like,
this person.
listen, if you're a
anything.
house, like, you know, like,
you're at home, you're in your own house.
But-
like you could be drunk as hell if you want to.
well, but
Well, you know what I'm saying though. Like you're in your own house. Obviously, if I see that like you don't need the alcohol, I'm not going to give it to you. Like as a safety.
it's the people that think
precaution,
like, you know,
but-
because they're like 50 or 60 and they're like, oh, like, you know, Uber knows how old I am. Like, well, they
No,
don't.
they don't.
Because they're IDing, you know,
No, they
and,
don't.
like,
They
you
don't
know,
give
there's
two shits about you.
kids have access to their parents' accounts and
Yes,
stuff
they
like that.
do.
There's a whole thing like we're allowed teen deliveries and
Yes,
stuff like that.
it's team deliveries. I can pull it up and show them on my phone right now because I just looked before to find out how long I was with Uber, and it says, "Oh, team delivers."
Yeah.
I have it on my thing too. Yeah. To where teens can order food and like blah blah blah.
And I
blah,
felt
blah. It's
terrible.
like,
I could not even like give that girl her food because if I had given it to her, then
Well,
I would have gotten in trouble.
you
Because
can't
they
close it out.
won't close. They will not let you close it
You
out with an
can't
ID.
you
There's
can't
no
skip
way
it.
around
You
it.
can't say that. Oh, like no, I vouch for it. No. Nope.
Oh god, one time, like, you know, you're not allowed to even ask people for cigarettes. That's an Instacart thing. So I'll give you. All right, I'm gonna finish this in 9 minutes and an hour and a half. I never thought I would be live this long. And thank you guys for being so engaging. Like, shit, I guess I maybe should do more of these Uber lives because
It sucks.
people are interested in this. So I'm happy to do it and answer questions. Where was I going? What did I say? Oh, so on Instacart, I was at a Walgreens, and you know I'm a smoker, obviously, but there's via Uber Eats, I've never seen cigarettes. Alcohol, yes, cigarettes never. And an Instacart, babe, have we delivered alcohol on Instacart? Babe,
What?
have we delivered alcohol on Instacart? I don't think we have.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, honey. I'm sorry.
He's down the hall.
I'm sorry.
Have we
I know. I'm coming out the West Wing.
have we delivered alcohol on Instacart?
I have.
Instacart.
I
No,
have.
Instacart.
I have.
Okay.
I think it was 2 times.
Either way,
not
like,
very.
but for
I
some
do a
reason,
lot of grocery-
you
I
can't
do
get
a lot of
cigarettes.
Instacart more than Uber because I can't stand Uber and they don't like me.
So,
because
We were shopping at Walgreens, and the person DM'd me via like the Instacart app, and she was like, "Hey," she's like, "Can you get me a pack of cigarettes?" And I'm like, and I'm like, I know what it's like to be a smoker. Because
Yeah,
one time,
of course.
me and Cody, true story, one time me and Cody actually ordered an Uber to pick us up, but they didn't pick us up. I'm like, yo, you have to go to 7-Eleven and get me some cigarettes and bring them back to me. And we tipped them like crazy amount of money, and they did it.
Well, the reason why we couldn't go ourselves was because it was snowing and we couldn't get the cars out. And when they plowed the roads, they plowed all the snow.
But when you're driving, it's
in our
different. Like when you're
cars,
driving
and it's
people,
like-
you can get away with shit like that.
so we couldn't get out of
But
the house.
so I've been in that situation like where I needed someone to pick up cigarettes for me, right? So I understood. So I was like, well, do you have cash on you? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, so if I buy you these cigarettes, you're gonna give me cash. She goes, not only will I give you cash, I'll give you a $30 tip on top of it. I said, well, you're speaking my language. So it was like a pack of Marlboro Lights or whatever. But it was all through the Instacart app. And when we dropped off the order from Walgreens and I gave her the cigarettes, immediately
Got yelled at.
from Instacart, they're like, you can't do that. We were watching your messages. You can't deliver anything that's not through the app, especially tobacco. Tobacco's prohibited for sale. And
Well, it's not, but they have to have it. They have to have it go through the system so that way they can verify that the person that's getting it is old enough. But then you have to check the ID also, just like Uber when you drop it off. So just doing through messages and saying, yeah, I'll get you cigarettes, but then not confirming it through the app, through the.
Johnny Ann, if you were listening to Cody,
So-
we would tell you never to buy velvet hangers. We still have them. and
Oh
we
my
hate them.
God. You want ours?
Yeah,
I'll
like,
be happy to get rid of them.
velvet hangers are for women who have blouses like that. Like you don't
Velvet
want you
hangers
don't
are-
want like the blouse to
No.
pull like to hang the wrong way.
No, the only good thing that velvet hangers are good for are for when you have a maid that hangs up your own
Yeah.
clothes. If you have to hang up your own clothes on velvet hangers, you guys will just
They
throw
take
them
for
right
we
back
can't
in
say
the-
like
no.
I like the plastic Dollar Tree hangers that you
they
get
slide right
in
on
packs of 10, and they cost $1 for 8 of them,
Yep.
and those are my hangers. Like velvet hangers are like unless it's like dress clothes, like like nice pair of pants that you hang on them that they don't slide. That's the whole point of having velvet hangers. They don't slide like we're and we don't our clothes aren't that bougie where we need velvet hangers. Kathy had actually bought us velvet hangers years ago. Yeah.
This came from Satan.
This
This is what they are making in hell and sending up to earth. These are horrible.
They're horrible. Like, for guys that just wear t-shirts and jeans, like that like it's a lot.
They are made from Satan's factory.
Like the Uber deliveries that we get.
The little demons down there in hell are making them, making our life
No,
hell.
that's fine. Like, if you have I guess like spaghetti strings and stuff
That's
like
easy.
that.
Yeah.
But we don't
Should I just
wear
put this
anything
right
like
there?
that. Like, I much prefer like a Dollar Tree plastic hanger that has my t-shirts on. Like, because I'm a hanger person. I hang everything.
Let's do a little.
I'll try to give you a little
Okay.
example.
Here's a little shirt. I don't want to. Here, take that.
So make me smoke on
Okay.
camera.
No, you can. So, regular clean shirt. Hell hanger. I told you, fucking hell hanger. And now, once you do get it on there, now look how big the neck is because it stretches it out.
Wah, wah.
Another car washing cloth.
Yeah, we're not fancy enough to have clothes that require velvet hangers.
That's
But like I'm a hanger person. I hang jeans, I hang pants, I hang shirts. I am not a drawer person. A dresser, no, they never ever. Like I have to have everything hung. I color code what I hang.
And now, another regular clean shirt, plastic hanger that came from heaven that should be used.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Hung up. Done. Next.
But like, yeah, if I could hang socks and underwear, I would. Like I can't
It's the
open up a
worst.
drawer and like go through shit that's folded. No, I hate folding shit too. No, thank you. I worked at Gap and Abercrombie and Eddie Bauer where I had to
I will
fold it
never
and
ever
macrame. No,
have anything folded with John because John
I tear through it.
needs-
I go like this.
Yeah, and he throws everything
I
out.
do. I
and
do.
then what do I have to do? I have to refold everything and put it back in there. So yeah, and that's every day, 3 to 4 times a day. So I gave up on
In my
that.
in my
I get
46 years, I have never had a
Yep.
dresser.
Not doing
That's why the cottage was so bad for us because we had like no closets in there and we had to make our own closet because I had to hang everything. Yeah. I have to hang it all. So I don't know how we got on hangers, but I think that's a good way to but I keep I keep myself hung and like I have short sleeves and I have long sleeves, I have dress shirts, I have jeans and then pants. Like it's very organized and very organizational. I just can't have anything that's in a dresser. And like God, I remember working at Gap when I was like 18 and like they had like the board, like the folding board that and you had to like macrame the sweaters like where you would have to with the sleeve go in, out, in. That back in my retail days, and I worked at Abercrombie, where Abercrombie was the best one because they were like, don't even acknowledge customers. You're better than them. Like, that's what they told us when I worked at Abercrombie a million years ago, when I could work at Abercrombie and not now. No, socks and underwear are the only things that we have in a drawer. That's it. But everything's always hung. I can't have anything that's not hung. I need to like go like this in the closet and see what I have. And like through a drawer, like, you don't know what's on the bottom. You have to go lift, pull. No, fuck all that noise. I don't got time for that. So, in conclusion, if you're an Uber driver, don't worry about the acceptance rate. You're going to get orders regardless. And the orders that you get when you're not in the top tier are way better than the ones that you get when you're there. Also, it is worth it to do Uber. It's when you rely on it for a steady income. Like, if you're just doing Uber by itself and you want to pay all your bills with it, then I can't do that. I did it for a while when we had the COVID, but when COVID was happening, but it just, because you're just gonna have a lot of shitty people, and then there are customers that are always gonna want to pull a fast one on you by either saying like they didn't get their order, like the guy with the PS5, or whatever. So yeah, I guess so, Barbara. I really didn't expect this. I said, what's my title? Like, Uber drivers, like, I'm here for you. And I am pleasantly surprised. I'm tired at this turnout. That's all I got for right now. And I am exhausted, so I'm going to go to sleep now. And thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it, your company. And it was nice to talk to you all about, and kind of like maybe like a little vent about what's really happening. But I really do want Uber drivers to know that they don't have to take everything, because you're worried that if you're out of a certain tier that you're not going to get orders, like I did for 6 years, and that is not the case. And I was an idiot, and a fucking idiot. So many miles on my car I added, taking ridiculous orders that were 30 miles away for like $8 because I thought I had to take them because I would lose my tier. And that's the stuff that, like, if anyone's new to Uber, I hope they listen to. And you don't have to like do that. So I needed to do a service, and that's what I got. So y'all have a great night. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna do a live soon about Garrick. I've been researching it and putting everything together. I'm not quite there because there's like a whole dossier worth of stuff with Garrick about, and I've been digging like how I digged into meet Snowden. I've been doing that with Garrick, but I don't want to go live with it until I have everything. And then I also we're gonna start doing 90 Day again on Monday nights. So before the 90 days starts on Sunday, it's a new season, so I don't have to catch up on anything, and I may have a couple of cast members joining us as recappers, which I think will be exciting because I've always recapped the show with people that weren't on the show. So I think it would be fun to have a cast member's insight when we're recapping the show and what they could tell us. So it's a way to make the recaps interesting again, and maybe the show interesting again. So I'm a busy bee, and we'll see. So good night, everybody. Love you all. I will see you. Today's my mom's birthday, December 3rd. I just saw the date. And wish my mom, Debbie, a happy birthday. She'd be 71. God. Hard to imagine my mother at 71. But today's her birthday. Well, yeah, December 3rd. Good night, everybody. Wendy, because it's not even worth mentioning. That's why. Love you guys. Good night.